Have you had a moment in life where you knew two things? One, you needed help, and two, it was going to be expensive? That happened to me a couple of months ago. My daughter, who is 5, got a virus, as children are prone to do. And no, it wasn't COVID. She was physically ill on Monday, and on Tuesday, she slept all day while running a fever. I'd give her fluids as often as I could and while she tolerated them. Wednesday, she woke up, walked into the living room, and laid down underneath our RV kitchen table. We were in Mesa, Arizona. We had been living full-time in our RV for almost a year. There were 6 of us in a 35-foot Class A. It was already sunny and 62 degrees. Our front door was open. We could hear the birds singing from the neighbor's feeder. And I was standing at the stove, just finishing my son's oatmeal, and my baby was asleep on my sister's lap for his mid-morning nap. I looked at my daughter, belly down on the industrial carpet, and I asked her, "Honey, could you drink a little water?" And she looked at me and said, "Mom, I'm too tired to drink." Have you ever had amazing neighbors? I had the best neighbors. They were Papa Ram and Lois, 75 years old, and Lois had been after us for weeks for me to take my husband out on a date night just so that she could watch my kids. I saw her outside helping her husband get into the car, and I asked if she could watch my 3-year-old. They were leaving right at that moment, but when I told them that I had to take my daughter to the hospital, they were quick to say yes. In just 1 minute, I ran and I got my son's hulking car seat, installed it in the car, and sent them off with my sister. Then I just had to get my baby and my daughter, and we were off in the car for the 30-minute ride to the hospital. We arrived at triage, and triage gave us a special folder. And then, within 10 minutes, we were meeting our nurse and doctor. We had arrived in the emergency room, and my daughter's blood sugar was at 56. When you arrive and you get to meet your doctor and nurse within 10 minutes, it's a bad sign. I prefer when I get to wait out in the lobby for a little bit. It kind of calms my nerves. I know it's not that big of an emergency, but unfortunately, my daughter needed help. An IV of saline and dextrose was what we needed. 3 hours after our arrival, my daughter started showing her personality again. My baby was crawling so fast, and it was a battle to keep him out of something dangerous. My more perky cutie was watching her Kindle. Her kitty headphones were on, and she had an IV in, but it was bandaged and covered by a towel so that she wouldn't look at it in her arm. The nurse came in for our blood sugar check so that we could go home. Ariana's blood sugar had already been to 165, which was great after the push of dextrose, and then we just finished the saline bag. I needed her blood sugars to now be between 80 and 100. The sugar check was a finger poke. You'd hear a beep beep that the blood had gotten successfully into the reader, and then a 5-second wait so that it counted down, and then the display would show what the blood sugar levels were at. And the nurse let me watch the digital display. Beep, beep, wait. 54. Her blood sugar levels were 54. I needed 80, and I got a 54. We were not going home. My daughter was admitted for an inpatient stay, another 24 hours of care. She needed just a long-term course of IV, more dextrose, food, and love. She had been depleted by this virus. There was nothing left in her internal reserves. But after 24 hours of care, she was good to go. The 7 hours that we spent in the emergency room cost us $15,986. Another several $1,000s were added to the hospital bill for our inpatient stay. While my daughter is completely healthy and happy today, we still have a $6,000 copay that we need to pay for. Have you ever been confronted by a bill that you had no way of paying? I could have done a GoFundMe, but I really wanted to offer something and not just depend on the benevolence of my friends and family. It might be easier to be given the solution, but I wanted something where everybody could win. Enter 31. I've used their products for years, and I love coming up with problem-solving solutions. Do you have kids that fight over their toys and fight where the toys should go? How about a personalized bin Then they can put the toys right in the bin. The kids can't destroy it. And then when they grow out of the toy stage, they could put clothes, school supplies, even trinkets when they go off to college. 31 offers products that last. If you look at your long trusted purse or backpack, could it use a little updating? What about a creative pattern or a multi-purpose bag that can hold ice and not leak? 31 to the rescue. I want to help my family pay this huge bill, but I want my friends and loved ones' lives to be improved too. Without spending a dollar, the best thing that you can do is to help me beat the Facebook algorithm. I'll post in the description below the link to my Facebook launch party, which will turn into my business page after we finish my launch. By clicking, requesting to join, and if you can, say hi. That will help me increase my presence, and that will help my family. Lastly, as a side note, I'm excited to have a successful side hustle, but I am and always will be a mom, a cruise specialist, but now I'm just using my love for organizing too. Thank you so much for clicking on that link below, and I'm going to see you soon.